Hello, I'm Robert. I'm doing my informative speech tonight. In my audience, I have Amanda, Amber, Tallulah, and Ryan. My speech tonight is going to be on the sport of triathlon. Last year, I decided I was going to sign up for a triathlon, and I was sitting talking to my wife about it, and she said, "Well, why do you want to do a triathlon?" And I said, "Well, it's the hardest thing to do." And she says, "Why don't you start with something easier, like a 10K or something?" And I said, "Well, anyone can do a 10K. I want to do something that's difficult." So when I said anyone can do a 10K, 10K is too easy, those are my famous last words, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But today I'm going to talk to you about triathlon, about how triathlon works, the history of triathlon, some popular distances for the triathlon, and some notable triathletes. First off, triathlon is an individual endurance sport. It's made up of swimming, biking, and running. The event, everybody starts the event at the same time, and the person across the finish line first wins. So included in that are transitions, which are basically when you go from the swimming to the biking to the running, you want to make those transitions between the events quickly. There's no break or time to change or anything like that. Like I said, the event starts with a swim. It's usually done in open water, but can also be done in a swimming pool, done laps. In open water, you usually have to wear a wetsuit because of the temperature of the water. Underneath your wetsuit, people wear what's called a tri-suit, which is shorts and a bib type, kind of a one-piece suit that you can swim, bike, and run in, and that makes your transitions faster. So from the swim, you go to the bike. A lot of people will have their shoes already clipped into their pedals, so they can go straight from the swim, tear off their wetsuit, have that tri-suit on, get on the bike, put their feet right in the pedals, and go, because you want to save as much time as possible. The bike is also designed differently than a road bike you may see like on Tour de France or something. The geometry is different, and it puts the rider in a more aerodynamic position because there's no drafting allowed. So that's where you're going to see those guys with those funny shaped cone helmets and everything, and it's all about reducing the aerodynamic drag and making you faster. And it's actually called the time trial bike. It's meant to go as fast as possible. The next event after the bike is obviously the running. Running, you pretty much get off your bike, throw on your shoes, and run as fast as you can. Triathlon started in France in the 1920s. It was called Les Trois Sports, which in French translates to, in my best translation, the three sports. So they started it back then. The more modern triathlon, though, was in San Diego in 1974. A couple of running club athletes decided they wanted to start a triathlon, and in that race there was 46 participants. In the race that I participated in, there were 13,000. That shows how much triathlon has grown over the years. There's many distances, but the most popular are the super sprint. The super sprint is made for the quicker athletes that aren't really endurance-based. They just are really quick at those three sports. It is a quarter-mile swim, a 6.2-mile bike, and a 1.5-mile run. Then there is you'll notice too that these all kind of double from all the distances. The next one is a sprint. That's a half-mile swim, a half-mile swim, a 12.4-mile bike, and a 3.1-mile run. And the next distance is Olympic distance. That's the distance that I ran. Just under a mile swim, a 25-mile bike, and a 10K or 6.2-mile run. And that, when I told my wife anyone could do a 10K, it's no big deal. In my training, I thought that the whole time, oh, anyone can run. After swimming and biking for an hour and 40 minutes total and then going on to the run, that was the hardest thing I ever did in my life, was getting through that run. So I kind of ate my words there. The next distance is the half marathon, or the half Ironman. It is a 1.2 mile swim, a 56-mile bike, and a half marathon run. So that one, once again, doubles from the sprint, and then double that is the full Ironman. That's a 2.4 mile swim, a 112-mile bike, and a full marathon. So hence the name Ironman. It's insanely crazy and a very long event. On an Ironman triathlon, they have a time limit of 12 hours because they can't leave the course open all day. So, for some of the notable triathletes, there's Lance Armstrong, who is that 7-time Tour de France winner. He started in triathlon at the age of 16, became a pro, and he has now gone back to triathlon and just placed 5th in the Xterra National Championships. So still competitive in the sport. With any kind of endurance event, you get better as you get older. Your cardio and your lungs just continue to get better, so he's not really falling off, only getting better. Also, Chrissy Wellington, she's kind of known as the Michael Jordan, or I would say she's the Michael Jordan of triathlon. Any triathlon magazine you ever pick up, you're going to see her picture. She actually is from Feltwell, England, which is where we are right now. She spoke at my kids' elementary school about training and hard work and dedication, things like that. She right now is the current female world Ironman triathlon record holder with a time of with a time of 8 hours, or just over 8 hours. So it's a pretty impressive time. What's impressive about that 8-hour time is that she did her marathon in 2 hours and 52 minutes and 41 seconds. And that marathon was the faster than the men's marathon times. That's how fast she did it. To put that in perspective, an 18-year-old airman would, if they were to have maxed out their PT test with a 9 minute 11 second run, 1.5 mile run, she would have done that 16 times in a row for her marathon time. So she could max her PT test 16 times in a row, and it's an amazing feat, and she's very well known in the triathlon community. That's a little bit about triathlon. I've talked about the basics of triathlon, the history of triathlon, some notable triathletes, and I hope that you've all learned something. Have a good night.